Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Firelink Podcast, episode number 115 for Thursday, June 18th, 2026. Marty Sleevey here, joined by Nick Calandra, Casey Wosu, and producer Eric. I'm going to let you guys know, this is going to be a tale of two podcasts, and we internally debated in which order to do this in. I'm always get the bad news out of the way first. And I'm always the eat your vegetables, and then you get your dessert after. So, as you can see...
up front.
Yes. As you can see in our thumbnail of the It's Fine Dog with the Xbox logo burning behind him, obviously we'll be talking about the increasingly dire reports coming out of the Xbox camp that on the heels of Asha Sharma talking about, the realities we need to navigate and resetting, what that means to certain studios, including certain beloved studios possibly closing soon. So we're going to talk all about that. There's a ton to dig in there. Nick and Eric have an unpack tomorrow on it. And so even though last week Casey and I were talking about how I just said I don't want to keep talking about this, I think this is just what our summer is going to be like. What is this hot girl summer? This isn't hot girl summer anymore. This is like everything fucking sucks summer.
Like, it's still hot though.
It is hot, and I don't want the hot girls to go away.
I think it's algae.
We need the hot girls now more than ever.
We need the hot girls more than ever.
I think it's algae summer.
It's algae summer. There you go. Flowers for algae none. But
then
I
got my ass kicked by allergies like the last 2 days. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, not allergies. Algae.
Like,
but you can't spell allergy without algaes. We'll also be talking about the Fantasy Critic League. And we'll choose some new games in it because we're halfway through the year. Will we choose a game that Xbox will close the studio of? Who knows? Tune in and find out.
Probably not a safe bet.
No. But yeah, we'll be re-upping our fantasy draft. Each of us will be choosing 3 more games to add to our list. And then we'll be talking about all the different games and we've been playing, movies we've been watching, all that good stuff. Since it is a beefy topic. Let's get right into it. This I don't even know where the first reports came from. It seems like reports were firing off from separate places. Obviously, this is on the heels of what we talked about last week. But Kotaku reported that Xbox is shuttering Compulsion Studio, the Canadian studio most recently known for the South of Midnight game came out last spring. The game that I think we enjoyed to various degrees, like the kind of like mid-tier Xbox game that we thought was the promise of all these studios and the promise of Game Pass were games like this. That followed up by Jason Schreier from Bloomberg reporting that other studios that are in this situation as well are Ninja Theory and Double Fine, both of which just released games over the past couple months as well. In Keeper, the Lighthouse game from Double Fine, and obviously Ninja Theory with Hellblade 2, and then just revealing the next Hellblade game, Senua, over at the Xbox conference. The big thing here is that nothing has been confirmed, and it seems like there's also ongoing conversations of these studios possibly in a position to try to gain some kind of like independence or emancipation from Xbox, which again, like we talked about, like I don't know if there's just who at this point, like where does that money come from? Because no one is flush with cash now. But yeah, Nick, you're obviously this is the subject of your unpack tomorrow. So what are your high level thoughts on this?
First and foremost, you can't trust a word Xbox says ever. I made sure to put a line in my article tomorrow about how covering Xbox is like pulling a tree branch to see how far you can pull it before it breaks and then letting it go and it's smacking you in the face. That's what it feels like anytime I get excited about Xbox.
It's apt a metaphor.
Yeah, I think There's like some business realities around this one, which I think are worth discussing, and also but then you have the context of Microsoft's, $200 billion profit company last year. Do they really need to call more people for short-term profits and reducing their institutional talent to put them right back where Don Matrick left them in 2018? I don't know. I think the thing that puts some of this in context for me is when I was writing that piece yesterday, I was thinking about the value that these studios brought to Game Pass, and the mandate was when Phil Spencer was in charge that they got these studios so that they could put games in the Game Pass more frequently, and they didn't need to be blockbuster, multi-million selling hits because we just need games for Game Pass to get the subscriber count up, right? The problem with that mindset that it seems to have turned out to be is that if the games are smaller, they're not exciting enough to get the numbers that you need to drive subscriber counts up, right? And so clearly, what do we do to fix that? We go buy Call of Duty, but Call of Duty people that play Call of Duty buy Call of Duty once a year, and maybe a couple of sports games and maybe a couple of other games, and that's it. So what's the point of subscribing to a service that you're going to use for one game? And then when you widen out further and look at Compulsion Games over 17 years released 3 games. That's it. Over 17 years. Like, is that a viable business? I don't know. Double Fine has had some hits, but they've also released a lot of smaller games that haven't sold well. Kiln and Keeper didn't really move the needle at all for Game Pass.
Fucking forgot about Kiln. In my mind,
like that was
last game was a couple months ago. Keeper, as opposed
true.
to Kiln, which was like a month ago.
Yeah, and nobody really played Keeper either. Like, go look at the Steam chart numbers on those. As much as I hate bringing that up, but I mean, they didn't even surpass 500 concurrent players. So I don't know how
played
those
it and finished it, and I literally didn't even
never thought about it
on the
again.
podcast.
Yeah,
so that kind of shows like what an impression it made. I mean, I fucking love Psychonauts is one of my favorite franchises ever.
Yeah, Ninja Theory took from 2018 to 2020 to release Bleeding Edge, and that game tanked. And then they, took another 4 years to release Hellblade 2. And then, now they're releasing Senua, which, look, I'm excited for that game. But I mean, if not that many people showed up for Hellblade 2, is it smart to keep sticking with a franchise that doesn't seem to be pulling the numbers? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of weird decisions around like the studios that Phil Spencer chose, where I don't think, if you really look at it hard and outside of the layoffs suck, were these studios the right choice to fill out Game Pass in the first place? I don't know. The other question is, like, all of those studios were going to crowdfunding to get their games funded. So would they exist without Microsoft? You got to put that in the equation too. Like, it's a complicated situation. But then again, you go back to, it's Microsoft we're talking about. You bought these studios. You spent 7-8 years building them, staffing them up to create that institutional knowledge to fill Game Pass, bring more first-party games to Xbox. Now your big notion is, oh, we care about exclusives again. It's all about exclusives again. And now we're calling half of our studios again. Like,
yeah, because right now it's 3, but last year was a couple, and then the year before that it was a couple. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. And now they're going back to saying, oh, we're gonna invest even more in our biggest franchises. Well, your biggest franchises are Halo and Gears of War, which both have had middling games, depending on who you ask. But I think the vast majority of people saw Gears 4 and 5 and Halo 4, 5, and Infinite as middling games. And those brands don't have the staying power that they used to. So, like, are we really going to go back to spending hundreds of millions on these where you're not going to get the return you're expecting? And you killed Turn 10, so you don't have Forza anymore outside of Forza Horizon. So it's like, is Halo and Gears all that Xbox is ever going to have? What is Fable going to do? Well, Fable's on PlayStation now. It's so weird. There is no strategy here. It makes no sense.
Yeah, Casey, what I know there's no just a direct question to ask, but like, what are some of your just thoughts you've been mulling over on this?
Yeah, like a lot of what Nick says is true in that, like, there are some like business aspects that make sense. Like, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, like the bubble of COVID kind of had these companies like looking at a fantasy that they kind of staffed up for and like spent money in and towards, and like it absolutely burst. And like what's crazy though is, I guess we didn't realize how much they overestimated it. Like, they went nuts in the sense that they have to correct all of that overspending to this degree now. Like, this feels a lot worse than kind of all the inflation in terms of like blowing up the studios and the libraries and stuff at the time. And we know it's exacerbated by economic factors as well. So like this probably, you know what, that's probably what it is. Now I'm saying it out loud. Like it probably wouldn't be this bad if it was not also for all of these other things that are kind of putting all this pressure on the companies, the employees who need, you know, better cost of living, better pay, et cetera, et cetera. So like it's this real huge ball of stress, and something's got to give. And just because of our capitalistic society, it's always the people on the bottom who have to give.
And you can't forget Microsoft helped create the problem. The data centers and AI. And then now they're firing the teams for the money problems they created. That's what's fucking stupid.
I mean, it was the ZeniMax purchase, which was the big, you know, the Bethesda one, the one prior to Activision. They, whatever the opposite of buying on the dip was, they bought at the peak. They made this investment when peak COVID money was being thrown around, when peak people were home playing video games, you know, 24/7 because it was scary to go outside. Like almost like in between when the news broke and when the deal actually went through, all of a sudden a bunch of things started to change. You know, COVID lessened up, people started going outside, playing games less. Fucking AI started to, the bubble of AI, of ChatGPT and everything following it started to rise up. Stuff like Roblox entered the conversation and became like, you know, a game that entire generation of kids are just playing, and that's video games to them. Not
just a black hole of possible consumers entering that space are just stuck in a Roblox hole.
Yeah, I mean, there's or just games like there's this game that came out just a few weeks ago, or at least blew up like a week ago. It sold 3 million copies on Steam, and it's just like it's like a hide and seek game where you paint your body. Did you see that thing? And it's just fucking blown up. And it's a thing that no one predicted this. I think they said they made it in like a month or two. And you see the things. I'm like, oh, this is like a really silly looking game. I get why it blew up, but that's one of those things like that didn't cost $70 billion to invest in, like Activision, and not just invest in. $70 billion gets you the thing. And congrats, now you own the thing and have to pay all of those fucking rents on those massive studios in the most expensive cities on earth, all of those salaries of those people in those cities. And there's just such a lack of foresight here. And of course, like always, it's the people on the creatives who upend their life for this shit, who genuinely care, are the ones who are suffering. Not, of course, any of the C-suite people who made these terrible decisions.
I was having a discussion yesterday on social media about like what does accountability look like when you make these decisions and then you're just rich enough to just walk away and let the fallout happen. You know, Phil Spencer was making $10 million a year for his salary. That's enough to pay these studios alone. Mm-hmm. Like, it's insane to me. Like that, there's no, you know, like one of the things that like blew my mind when I was doing the Larian documentary was that Sven was talking to me about how he almost had to close Larian like multiple times throughout its history, and what happens in like the Netherlands when you fail, your business fails, it's you that take responsibility. You cannot open a new business for X amount of years in the Netherlands. If you do that, you are fined for it. You have penalties for it. In the US, it's just like you lay people off and you keep getting paid more. It's fucking crazy. That's like
that makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to put any as a business owner. You don't have to put any thought into what happens to anybody else besides you in this country, and it's so broken.
Yeah, I don't like, and obviously this is all a constantly transforming story. This is one of those things where by the time, if you listen to this over the weekend while you're going for a walk, then the story might be different. Like tomorrow, end of a week. God knows what story is going to drop tomorrow at 3 p.m. because that's when bad news drops. It is expected that this is, I believe, Microsoft's financial quarter ends June 31st. I don't know how many days June has, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm going to go on a limb and say 31st. Whatever the last day
30.
of June is.
I'm not going to check. I don't care.
That's where
30. It's 30.
if we don't look shit fuckers, you could have just said nothing and we could have been ignorant.
Sorry, there's 32.
It ends at the end of this
It just
month.
never ends.
It ends at the end of this month. And so it is expected that, July, August is going to be, a bloodbath. And we don't know if that's going to be, we've found angel investors and Double Fine's able to continue, or Ninja Theory's been picked up by the fucking Sony, or Nintendo bought Rare. Like, no, I mean, none of these things are going to happen. But we don't know if any of these things are going to happen, because also at the same time, it's like Tencent and NetEase, which used to again be companies that it's like, ooh, we could swoop in and we could buy any of this. We have infinite money. Are also scaling back. Are also canceling projects. Are also shuttering studios. I don't like with. This whole 7 years, 8 years for a AAA game is just clearly not sustainable, right? And I just don't.
It seems like everyone feels that way as well. Like,
but
the question
unfortunately,
is, are they going to do anything to change it? Because it's very clear that they think AI is the answer. They've put a lot of money into AI solving this issue. Pretty soon, we're going to get the games that are supposed to be the solution to this, or we won't get the games that are supposed to be solution to this because the AI stuff doesn't work the way they think it will. And then what? Like, are we going to finally go back to, hey, let's start a little smaller? Because I think that might be the answer to this. Like, just start smaller. Like, even if you're a big ass company, that actually works better for you. Start a little smaller, spread out those teams that are so massive, give them things to do, let them pitch ideas, and release all those smaller things. One of those things could hit big enough, like that dumb paint yourself game, that then covers all of the things. Like, it's more chances. Like, it's inherently less risky that way.
That's how a lot of the new publishers are starting up. Like Among Us. Their Outer Sloth is funding stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Power World is funding stuff. And,
that energy is absolutely coming from indies. Yes.
Yeah. For the AAA industry, if they spend $100 million on a game and it doesn't work, they just write it off on their taxes. There's so many loopholes, so it's better for them to, like, clearly COVID showed, it's just better for them to spend their money than hold on to it. And then numbers don't look as good and the shareholders aren't as pleased, then they cut for short-term gains so that the people at the top profit more, and then we start the whole cycle again. I truly at this point, like with how Ubisoft has gone, with how Microsoft has gone, how Sony's gone, all these major publishers, EA's done the same thing. The only way I see this ever changing is if people just stop and realize, like, we are getting fucking robbed. We make the art and the games that bring these guys and their shareholders the money that they earned, and we just have to stop. And obviously, I'm speaking pie in the sky here because people need jobs and people need to live and our economy sucks and all that. But, like, things do not change unless, like, they say stop. Like,
I mean, who is the we?
The people making the games just stop. Like, they have to just. That's the only way it's going to change. And I know that's like everybody will turn around and say that's an unrealistic ask because people need to be paid to live. Yes. But what other solution is there other than just keep going through this over and over and over and over again?
I mean, the insane thing is also there's too many games.
There is too many games. Yeah.
Like, we goof about it. There are too many video games. Like, trying to cover Steam Next Fest, there are too many goddamn video games. There's too many video games coming out in September. And it's just so clear, like, oh, when I look at these September games, I'm like, this is going to be awful because, like, 3 of these games are probably going to succeed. And I just don't know what the solution to any of this is. And honestly, like, I truly do, in my heart of hearts, believe the AI bubble is going to burst. I do not think AI, in the way that they are framing it, is the future. When that bubble bursts, that's going to be a fucking bloodbath across every industry. Like, not just video games. Like, that is going to be 5% of me is going to be happy in a fucking, of course this is what happened. And 95% of me is going to be horrified, mortified at what it does to these industries, because they have invested so much into this being some magic pill that's going to save everything, and I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think people need to stop saying like indies are going to save the industry too, because like there are too many. Like unfortunately, like there's just of course I feel for people losing their jobs, but it like making games is a business, and if you can't sell a game, right, like there's no other alternative there. So I think the industry, even in the indie space, because we don't even hear about all the studios closing all the time. There are indie developers and studios closing every single day because there are so many games.
Speaking of,
and they are not selling.
A game we talked about that I believe, Casey, did you stream Luna Abyss?
He streamed it, and I played a chunk of it. Yep.
Yeah, that developer, Quali Labs, shuttered.
Yeah, that just
everyone's let go.
Even
and that game just came out. Wasn't that fucking May?
Yeah,
it was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and people were like, some people were super high on it, and like the worst I heard was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, and this is like and this is the kind of, it's like a single player, like campaign driven shooter. Like that's the kind of thing we miss. And this thing, again, because there's too many fucking games, kind of wasn't on a lot of people's radars. And like High Guard, if you don't land with a splash, all right, well, everyone's gone.
And this was also a Game Pass title. Usually, like the benefits of being on Game Pass is that Microsoft will kind of pay you up front.
Yeah, so that you wouldn't need to let go of everyone at the very least.
Yeah, so like it's like what did Microsoft pay for this? Like, have their rates kind of dropped considerably?
Oh yeah, their rates have absolutely dropped considerably.
Yeah,
no, I've been told specifically that their rates have dropped a lot.
It's probably in contracts that people can't talk about the fact that the rates dropped. But right. I would imagine there's no way that they are paying the same rates that they were when like Outriders. Remember Outriders?
Yeah, I do remember Outriders.
That was on Game Pass. Remember when Outriders hit Game Pass? Yeah. I don't know. Like what?
Yeah, you can look at like, I can take a look right now at Steam's new like upcoming release calendar, and it's almost clear as day like which games are not going to sell. Like that's
November 19th, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, that game. Nah, negative copies on that one. Got bisexual lighting. You can't buy that one.
I still think it might be delayed. They might do a little cheeky delay, just for the goofs.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's it's tough. Like you don't want to see anybody get laid off, and like everybody's protecting devs and appreciating the art and all that. But it's just games is a tough business, just like media. It's just like every creative industry. You got to do something to break out. And I think a lot of games are really competently made these days, but that's not enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Casey, you have anything else? I don't. This is fucking stupid. I was talking about you guys before this. We talked about this last year. Like, I don't know. Like, what is this? Like, I don't want to be fucking Tom Brokaw reporting from a fucking war zone about this. Like, I want to talk about the fun games I like, and it's just we can't.
We talked a little bit about this, but I'm pitching if it's a possibility. Like folks who listen to this show know about this stuff. If we could maybe say, hey, this happened, learn the details over there. Like we'll do another thing. Like even if it's just unpacked, right? Well, hey, the details are there. And then we kind of just get to the rest of it because like it is draining. And I know for us, it's draining to talk about it. And for the audience, I imagine they might also be like, yeah, again, like, wow.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
But it seems weird if we don't bring it up, right? Like,
yeah, it does.
Like,
yeah,
why aren't you guys talking about
just kind of, yeah.
We need, you know what we need? The same way when someone asked Darren a question about comics or Star Trek, during the podcast, Eric puts up a timer. We need like a sad timer, a depression timer. We give 5 minutes to mourn the death of art, and then we could go on and we could draft the rest of our games.
Yeah. I think what I at least like with our discussions on it is like I think we do, because I listen to a lot of different gaming takes and podcasts on this stuff. I think we get into like the realities of it without getting what would be the word? I guess
Sanctimonious.
hyperbolic and sanctimonious about it. Yeah.
Sure,
Because,
and we're not trying to get like we're not like aiming for clicks. We're not trying to like spread hearsay and rumors and stuff like that to try to get more eyeballs or anything.
Yeah, I think.
I'm
Yeah,
also
I
trying to
saw
not get fired.
Also, try not to get fired. I would love for you to not get fired. That'd be great. And just so everyone's clear, he's not talking about getting fired from here.
Yeah, not from here.
Just want to make sure everyone's clear. Not a second wind thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wore this shirt for a very specific reason today.
Because you're a big fan of 2B from Nier Automata. You're a big gooner of 1B. Yeah.
You're her number one fan.
I get fired up over these situations because, like, Xbox just put on that lavish FanFest event, with all kinds of food and invites, and we're, putting out for the last month about how exciting everything is. And boy, do I remember getting this shirt from a certain company, and then less than 3 months later or whatever, getting fired because the things were that good. And corporate messaging, it's just also gross, man. Like, it just makes me it makes me sick to my stomach, and I'm more than happy to keep calling it out because I don't know. There was a clip from another outlet that I saw on social media the other day. I'm not even gonna name it because I just don't want to stir the pot. But it was like a very riled up, angry thing about how they would fix Microsoft and how they would do things there. And I'm like, man, you've worked in this industry for so long. You've had a chance to like really speak out against these things and do that. And farming for clips on social media, it just feels so fake, a lot of it.
I mean, it's also great, we can wave a magic wand, this is how you fix things. That's the same shit every like presidential candidate says in the lead up to being elected, and then they get elected and nothing fucking changes.
They don't actually do it. It's like that's why at least like in our case, like with Second Wind, like we built a really good business plan while we were working on The Escapist. We knew it worked. We tried to change things from the inside. It didn't work. And then people supported us on the outside when that inside fucked us.
Oh no, the inside fucked us. That's not good. Don't want to get fucked by the inside. Let's jump some super chats because there's a bunch of super chats that popped in. A lot of them related to this, and thank you all so much, everyone who's done that. I was gonna say we're getting close. You know what? I'm still gonna say we're getting close to our next goal of bingo round 2. Jess versus Jenna, Stardew Valley, the Farmathon. That's what I don't want to spoil it. We're getting close. Okay. But before we do, Anonymous over in Ko-Fi, thank you so much for the dono. I think the problem with these studios is that at the end of the day, all the studios could literally survive off Microsoft executives' Christmas bonuses. They sucked so much money up at the top that all it takes is one dry period or a miss from a studio to shutter down the place.
Yeah, well, that's the part that frustrates me about this whole thing is, like I said, Microsoft bought these studios, has spent 7-8 years. Like, yes, they have not released that many games, and many of them have not performed as well as they wanted. But they've spent 7 to 8 years building those studios up, getting them into their infrastructure alongside other Xbox studios. They have all just now started releasing seemingly more regular releases. Like Ninja Theory had to put an FAQ on their own website about Senua because people were like, this is coming out in 2027? How is that possible? Because Senua Hellblade 2 came out, a year ago? Mm-hmm. Like, how are they making this so soon? It's like, well, yeah, and they're like, how is it coming out so soon? It's like, well, we built up the technology and the team, and now we can do it. Like,
I'm going to sound like a fanboy. You know who people should look at? Fucking Final Fantasy VII Remake. First game came out in 2020. Second game came out in 24, 4 years later. COVID. And this third game is coming out 3 years later. And they said that the retention from the second game to the third game in terms of staff is 95%.
Yep.
That's how this shit works.
People in my replies were like, well, Xbox should just look at Capcom and do what Capcom did. I was like, yes, how do you think Capcom is releasing 7 Resident Evil games over the course of a decade? Because they keep their talent and they know how to work together.
Also, they just keep putting shit in that Raccoon City Police Department. They built one police department. They're like, fuck it, we could just sell all the games there, which is great. We need to do that. Yakuza does that. I think that's great. It's just like, fuck it, just build this one bar and you can just keep going back there. It doesn't matter. Why do we have to build a different bar?
Like there's
look at the amount of work Second Wind puts out. We've worked together for going on 8 years now.
We've got a pretty cool system going on behind the scenes. I'm very impressed every time we optimize a new thing.
It takes time to,
or every time you can literally see like people level up. Like I keep saying this with Adventures Now. Like the people in the comments were saying it, and I was saying it. Like it is crazy how every season you guys get better at animation. Also because a lot of you just did it for the first time. Yeah. So the first time you did it, you're like, I guess I'm learning this. But then a few years later, you're like, oh wow, this is like. It feels like a fucking cartoon at certain times.
Yeah.
That should be a box quote for the next.
I like forget. Sometimes I'll like forget I'm watching our thing, and I'm like, oh, it feels like a different thing.
Yeah, like it scares the fuck out of me that Microsoft is going to do this now. Maybe Gears of War, E-Day, and Halo and all that take off again big time, and they make big money. And they're gonna be like, well, we need to up things even more. We're gonna go buy more studios, and here we end up in the same cycle again. Like it's just, it's amazing to me, like how short-sighted these companies are. It's just amazing.
Good news is there just won't be any more studios, so
that's true.
Don't have to worry about that one. Perfect. And then also Anonymous, thank you so much for another Ko-Fi down. Unfortunately, the only way this sort of thing is going to stop is for massive government regulation and restrictions on corporations. We're like 100 years overdue for that stuff. There could be 1 million games if not for these anti-working class profit expectations. You're preaching the choir. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sing it loud from the rafters.
We were talking before the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking before the podcast, so Oklahoma just voted against raising their own minimum wage, so we might be a few years off from that.
Yeah, education is really important. That's going to be one of my one of my tenets when I start my campaign. Whenever
I and Vice President, Captain President.
You must have a third grade education to exist in society.
Let's go over some super chats. Shinzu, thank you so much for a 10 dono. Marty Sleva, 2026, stream number 2 of Fallout 3, 1 hour and 54 minutes and 20 seconds in. Casey would empathize with the cannibals. Casey, why do you empathize with the cannibals?
Okay, hold on. At face value, no, I'm not empathizing with no cannibals.
But in a Fallout universe.
Is it windfall?
What does windfall mean?
Like, is it like a pluribus situation?
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, I see.
Like, I need to hear the justification.
I gotcha.
So maybe they can make a case
for our for people who don't watch our Fallout 3 series. We decided to make our character Casey Wosu, our main character. We occasionally will say, like, if we don't know what to do in a situation, like what would Casey do in this situation? And we ran into a group of cannibals who were very nice, very polite. They were in good company. No one's forcing each other to be cannibals. And I was like, I initially was like, we should kill these cannibals. Then I was like, I don't know if we should kill these cannibals. We are left undecided with how we will kill the cannibals. I did try to sick a killer robot on them, but I was not smart enough to get the robot working, I think. So, so we'll see. Maybe we can get a little bit smarter.
Just leave it to the robots. That'll take the moral quandary off your hands.
I said a thing I didn't think I was ever going to say in my life. A couple minutes in that stream, you know what it was? I think I like Fallout.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
This is happening. Fallout and One Piece? What is happening? What a weird year.
Next is Avatar 2.
You know this place is full. Oh my God, don't get me started about Varong. I know a lot about the villain from Avatar 2, and 3, but I don't know. I haven't watched the movies. Varong is her name, and I like her a lot.
It's been so long since he promised to watch that movie that I now have physical copies of both movies.
But you also haven't watched.
Yes.
That one too.
But a real question though, the cannibals, are they eating people after they die, or are they eating people before they die?
Yeah, they're not eating. I don't think they're eating living people. I haven't actually dug too deep into it. What kind of meat?
Because in that situation, That might make a difference about the ethics of it.
Yeah, this is
Sure.
an apocalypse. Like this is like there's no society.
Yeah,
The fact
what
that
you
they're
get.
even adhering to this level of morality in the society that they're in is admirable.
Exactly. We should be impressed by the cannibals.
Yeah, is their politeness to the level that they put the fork and the knife on the right side.
And the story with them was that I needed to get into their camp because they kidnapped a kid from another village, like who I thought was a child. And I got there and I found the kid. A, not a child. He felt like a grown ass adult. And B, I was like, oh, they kidnapped you. I'm going to bring you back. He's like, oh no, I got the hunger and I killed my parents. And I decided that like my hunger for meat, these guys know what's going on. And I'm like, well, shit. I don't know what's going on here. So that was a real.
You might need to save the cannibals from that kid.
This kid might become the big bad.
The kid might actually kill them.
I'll have to use my little.
He might break the rule about eating them before they're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Captain President, thank you so much for a $20 dono. Large sheets of blue paint are floating on top of the reflecting pool that Trump chose to renovate for no reason. Now it is an algae-filled pink, paint-skinned nightmare like a Navi with psoriasis. Ducks love it though. That's good. As long as the ducks are happy.
I'm sure they're loving getting that lead poisoning.
Wow.
Also, like a Navi with psoriasis that's beautiful. That was really nice.
That's a gross image.
That was like a nice little poem. I am excited to get to because Fallout 3 takes place in Washington, D.C. And I can see the Washington Monument from a distance. I'm like, ooh, we'll get some good zingers in that episode when we get there. Some real scathing political commentary.
The reflecting pool might be cleaner in the apocalypse.
It will. Although Fallout 3 is a very green game. Just an incredibly green game. Much like this room. S6, thank you so much for the dono. For Casey, you asked us to stop calling Sharma Xbox mommy. Is Xbox evil Disney stepmother okay? More seriously, is Xbox being set up for sale?
I still don't think so. Like I think Asha Sharma is trying to make the company make money because that's what all the execs that's what their job is. Like she was put in place because Phil Spencer was failing at that job, and so they put in someone who had the credentials to maybe, turn it around, and that's what she's trying to do. But what she's trying to do is the same thing every executive tries to do. Like there's a rule book. They all go to the business schools. They get the MBAs. They're taught the same things, and then they try to apply it. And it is just capitalism 101. Like it's not rocket science. And it works for a while, and then it gets too big, and then it collapses, and then it just move on to the next company.
Yeah.
Yep. Tell us everything is good, then slowly drip in the bad news over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Moths slowly eating away at clothes in your closet.
So I don't think she's evil. I don't think there's malice involved in it, if I'm being honest. But there's definitely a lack of care.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is kind of mindlessly following a procedure in order to get the result that you're aiming for, which is to make the company profitable. And like,
but the only way you can take that job, it's almost like there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Like there is no ethical way to be the CEO of $1 billion company, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
there just isn't. Almost like maybe there's no ethical way to be president. I don't know. We haven't had one yet. We'll see.
And, I think the biggest thing with her is she just didn't work in the games industry, and I do not believe for a second that she understands what these studios do or what they're brought in to do.
But I mean, I don't think any of it. Like, I feel like these wheels were all in motion. I don't know. I guess it's a whole separate.
If you look at the companies that she came from, I mean, they're lean money making machines. That's really about it.
Be a lean money making machine. That sounds nice. PT, thank you so much for $5 dono. Honestly, it's sad. If Google can fire 12,000 engineers via a 2 a.m. email right before reporting record profits, this was a certainty. Yep. And again, we only cover it from the game side of things, but this is everywhere. This is Disney laying off FX departments. This is when this Paramount Warner Brothers things goes through. That's going to be a bloodbath at whatever the fuck that giant mess of a company is.
6,000 people are due to lose their jobs in Atlanta if this goes through.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely insane. Jomo Slomo, thank you so much, the Norwegian Kroner. Been racking my brain for who can buy Xbox. I think there's only two choices: Take-Two or Iran. I hear that they're due a hefty windfall. Save us, Ayatollah Khomeini. Your Xbox is only hope.
Holy shit.
300 billion, 70 billion
Rename
for
Strait of Hormuz the
Activision.
Strait of Halos. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be
Straight up Halos. Is that what you said?
It was the first thing that came to my mind. If you give me a little bit, I'll come up with a better one.
Yeah, they're just gonna remove all the oil from Karg Island, and that's where Game Studios will be now.
Oh, that'll be great.
Oh, God.
That'll be wonderful. By the way, not going to go for that behind the scenes making of, Doc. I have probably not going to go to that preview event. PT, thank you so much. Another thing, you could spend decades on a work visa in the US and get laid off if you have 60 days, and you have 60 days to find a new job in the same field or lose everything. Yeah. I mean, there's all those intangible things. There's stuff like that. I just uprooted my life and moved my family across the planet or the country or whatever for this job. And that sucks. Fucking sucks. But that's 3 seconds on the it sucks timer. You can take off. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. Captain President, thank you so much. Another dono. Mayhaps we should consider eating the rich. Just one in front of everyone who's staring at the camera. I'm just spitballing here. I mean, we could solve this cannibal problem. If everyone, the thing is, if we eat the rich, everyone has to have a bite. Everyone has to be culpable. That's the problem. We can't have anyone sitting out of a bite. We all got to have a bite. And the Captain President follows it up with $164.83. And we're close enough. We have done it. We met the goal. Not until I read that sentence did we meet the goal. Not when Eric 15 minutes ago said we met the goal. Not when people in chat said that. Thank you so much, Captain President.
Yeah,
that's huge. Jess and Jenna are gonna get cracking on making a bingo board. We'll figure out a time, and we'll give you guys plenty of notice when that's gonna occur. My gut, if I had to gut, probably sometime in July, right? That seems reasonable. I shouldn't have even said a month. That seems reasonable.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Sound off in the comments below. Don't sound off. Don't yell at me. S6.
Yell at Marty instead of me.
Oh, shit. Idea. Nick hires some therapists to do a stream each week to help us go through our gaming industry trauma. We need to workshop a good podcast name. That's
therapy hour.
There's something interesting there. It's like how when they they'll do things of like, we go to like a psychic to see like what's the results of the NBA playoffs going to be this year. I kind of like that. Like bring in a therapist to be like, let's just talk through what's going on with Xbox right now.
You know what the first thing they would say is stop looking at the news.
That is probably the first thing. Focus on yourself. Change can only come from within.
Go outside and take a walk.
Yeah.
For real though, actually do that.
But that is actually really...
It's too hot to do that right now, actually.
It's not too hot. Get a good sweat on. You're going to feel good.
No,
I'm sweating right
upset.
Now. We'll save the rest of these for a little bit. Do you guys want to wrap up this draft?
I do.
Yeah.
Draft up this wrap. As you guys probably know, we are almost halfway through the year in our fantasy league critics draft. Currently a relatively tight race. I'm currently in third with 49 points. Nick in second with 56 points. Casey in first with 63 points. But obviously there's plenty of games left to not only come out later in the year, but possibly not come out later in the year, which has happened to a lot of our games. And I have a feeling, Casey, I don't want to harp on you. I think some of your games ain't going to be coming out.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too.
You had a solid. You haven't had a single miss so far. Every game has come out. Yeah,
but I did pick some wild cards.
Yeah. I feel like you picked a couple of games where Fantasy Critic was like, "What's going on here? What is this game?"
We shall see.
How do we want to do this? Who do we want to go? What order do we want to go?
I guess we can go from last place to first place.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, and then Snake.
Yeah,
yeah, love them snakes. Or
seahorses. Snakes are great. Okay, if I'm in third place, I will go first. I'm going to be extremely boring and take my game that I chose, I believe, with my first pick last year, which is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
You know, it would be very funny if it did get delayed until February.
It would be hilarious. That is true.
And I'd feel very bad for all the February games that have already planted their flag in the sand. So that is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. It is. I don't know. I don't need to say anything about it. I'm imagining. I think next week we'll get a new trailer. That's what I think.
Yeah, if they put the cover out this week, I think next week's trailer week.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Cool. So Nick.
All right, I have a few games on my list. It's been a very hard pick. I forget. Do we have a rule on early access games going into 1.0?
I think so. I don't think.
I think I chose Hades 2 last year, and you shamed me, and I removed Hades 2 last year.
Yeah, like I think if there's people playing it like readily, and it's for sale, then that's kind of already out.
All right,
and it's a known quantity.
Then I'm gonna be more interesting than Marty for my first pick, and pick a game that I have had an eye on for years at this point, and it's finally coming out. This End of Abyss game, which is from a bunch of former Played Dead developers that are making a kind of like survival horror game that's really artsy, but also like a lot of the previews were really, really positive on the gameplay of it. Like it's like actually not an easy game.
Oh no. It's an Epic game.
Not a Steam game. I guess it won't sell very well, but it'll be cool.
Was this at one of the conferences?
Yeah, it was in Summer Game Fest.
I remember seeing a little bit of this during that. I also, it's funny you bring up Epic. I also watched their State of Unreal conference, which was yesterday, I think. Yeah. They talked about a lot of things. They showed off the next game from the team that did The Ascent. Because that's all like Unreal 5.8 or whatever. Like that looks pretty impressive. But they also mentioned that they have deals with devs who choose to like launch either first or exclusively on Epic, where they get like 100% of the profits up to like the first year or whatever. That is like it was crazy. And I'm like, was that always the case or was that new?
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, that would make sense why certain companies go with it. I mean, like Alan Wake 2 famously did not sell. Right. Was an Epic exclusive and feels like it undersold, but Remedy has time and time again said that, this deal was what allowed them to make the game. So, I guess we don't know the ins and outs. It's very easy to dunk on Epic because, people would much rather have something on Steam than Epic. But
and they still have the best split revenue-wise. It's like 88-12.
Mm-hmm. That's like good stuff.
Like you want these studios to like make more of the money that they are working for. Like Epic is kind of letting them do that. I don't know why you guys are so mad at them. I'm just saying.
Does End of Abyss have a release date? Oh yeah, October 1st. Okay. Yep. So 2 games locked down with release dates. I'm going to be curious if any of us pull the trigger on anything that doesn't have a release date. But Casey, your first pick.
Yes. Okay. I don't have anything big and shiny just yet. But I am thinking that Frogware's sequel to The Sinking City 2, will probably be a sleeper hit because that first game was phenomenal and kind of flew under the radar. And like I always say, in most cases, that number 2 is the big one. Like them making this game, which already had such promise, it was janky in some places, but overall, great freaking detective, macabre, Lovecraftian horror game. I think that second one is going to be something to pay attention to. So I think it might come out of nowhere. Folks will be like, "Hey, y'all heard about this Sinking City 2?" So I'm drafting it.
What's the last time we've had what feels like a big level up from a first to a second? Remnant?
Like we've been getting a lot less of them lately. Like this is a thing that I just wrote a thing about. But
they don't.
Was Remnant the last one? Because you guys really liked Remnant 2, right?
That counts. Yeah.
I guess I don't know if that was like as big as like an Assassin's Creed 2 or Arkham City or Mass Effect 2 or anything like that.
Well, no, like it didn't like
Or Remnant 2
change the
sold very
industry.
well.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
it was definitely a much better game, like substantially than the first one.
Nice. Cool. You get 2, and this one is also it has an October release date. October, August 18th. So that's soon.
Also a Ukrainian developed game.
There you go.
Hey.
Shot the Frogwares. Cool. You get 2 picks in a row, Casey. So one more
okay.
pick.
So, I'm leaning towards going with Splatoon Raiders, but I feel like Nintendo first parties have been, with the exception of well, it's not a first party. That was like a third party, the Pokopia game, right? But Nintendo first parties have been kind of underperforming weirdly. Like they tend to kind of be
Yoshi
very
game.
favorable in reviews, and like the ones I picked even just have not been performing. So hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass. I'm gonna skip over Splatoon Raiders. I'm gonna pick Castlevania Belmont's Curse.
Nice. That I had that slotted as my third pick. Yeah. This is the Dead Cells developers doing their take on a Castlevania Metroidvania, which looks sick as hell. I finally come around to the art. It took me a little bit to come around to the art. It's not that it was bad; it was just that it was different, and
you weren't used to it. Yeah.
Sometimes change is scary at my old age, but I came around to it. I'm fucking stoked for this game. Like this has the potential to be a kind of like Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. Like
it looks
reinvigoration.
It looks kind of like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it reminds me quite a bit of it. So yeah, it looks cool as hell. Cool. Nick, what is your second pick?
Oh, I'm trying to choose between 2 games, but I think the one I'm gonna go with, just because I'm such a huge fan of the series, is Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy.
I thought that's
that was
also on
that
my
was
short
one
list.
of my picks. Yeah.
I think I think that studio's just like after Requiem. Like I thought Requiem was incredible. I think I think they are just inch away from being one of those really top tier adventure developers.
I think that was another one of those. I would say, again, maybe not to the level of Infamous 1 to Infamous 2 or Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2, but Plague Tale 1 to Plague Tale 2, I felt like was like a really
I would say that was a level up to that level. Like the moments in that were huge.
Loved it. Yeah, gorgeous game. Very excited for this. And this is August. Also August 27th. So coming out a week apart from the Sinking City. Very cool. So I guess I get 2 picks in a row to wrap up my list. And the first that I'm kind of surprised neither of you guys took is also going to be boring, and it's going to be Ocarina of Time. Assuming it comes out this year.
That's what I haven't picked.
I also feel like there's a chance that this doesn't go the way Nintendo wants.
Could you imagine taking what has widely been regarded as the best reviewed game of all time? Like, if I have to think of what was the best reviewed game of all time, it might be Ocarina of Time. Could you imagine if this game comes out and gets like 7s? That would be so funny.
Because think of it this way. Nintendo, like, this is probably Nintendo's first real attempt at a remake. Like, not a remaster, a remake.
Yeah.
That's what everyone thinks it is, at least. If Nintendo thinks that a remake is equal to a remaster, I think people are going to be bummed. If they just put it out again and it just looks better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I also think that's a dangerous pick just because the expectations are that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also do think the fact that they put 2026 on there, I think there is a non-zero chance it gets delayed till next year. Zelda is a franchise that gets delayed all the time. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I also think there's a possibility that I have a video probably going up sometime late next week or the following week about how everyone's terrified of Grand Theft Auto's release date, how there's a giant black hole around it, no big AAA games in there. And I feel like I posited 3 possible games that I think could slot in there, and this is one of them. And the other one is a game I have already chose with my first pick the first time. And I still kind of am thinking, I think Half-Life 3 is coming out in November, but besides the point. Besides the point, it's fine. So I get 2 picks in a row. My second pick, or I guess my last pick, is a game I'm excited for because it's going to be my first time dipping into this franchise, but I've loved what I've seen so far. Give me my wings. I'm becoming a fucking anime pilot boy in Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thief.
Ooh.
They're not spelling it correctly, but Wings of Thief. You thought I was going to say Star Fox, didn't you?
I did. I was thinking Star Fox.
No, I played. Listen, after that boss last night, Star Fox off the list. After
Gordon strikes again.
After Gordon embarrassed me in front of the audience. But yeah, Ace Combat. I want to go back and play some of the earlier ones in this franchise. I'm probably not gonna start at 1. I might literally just work my way backwards and be like, what? 7 seems like you probably had your best foot forward, and try that out. But yeah, I'm excited for this game.
Cool.
Yeah, let me fly an airplane. And this one is October 1st, so also dated. Nick, your last pick.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I want to go Call of Duty because I feel like they cannot fuck this game up. I also wanted to go Star Wars Zero Company because I think it looks really good, but I am worried that the story isn't gonna do anything.
I had both Star Wars games on my short list: the tactics one and
the racer
the racing game.
Oh, the racing game.
Yeah,
yeah. I think the game I'm going to go with is the one that a lot more people have actually been talking about is Valor Mortis, the new first-person Souls-like from the Ghost Runner devs.
Yeah, that is one of those games that it just got a slight delay because it was, I believe, dropping on that September 14th. That's crazy busy, and it got pushed like a month to the middle of September. So not a big delay, but they just said because this is strategically a better time for us to release.
Yep. Looking at my list, like weirdly enough, replaced the one that everybody was super hyped about as the lowest scoring game on my list right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That's one of those indies. It kind of reminded me of like the first Planet of Lana, where I was like, this is gorgeous. And then it kind of comes out and you're like, oh, well, I guess that was nice looking kind of thing. Yeah. Cool. So that's your third pick. Casey, what is your final pick?
So yeah, I only have one thing left on my short list, and I was sure no one was going to pick this. That's why I saved it for last. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush.
That game looks fucking awesome.
That game looks really fun. It's the return of Burnout Paradise, but also Hot Wheels, because that game plays great. Funnily enough, their second Hot Wheels game, Milestone, wasn't better than their first one. Like it kind of misstepped a little bit. It was still a good game, but like they flubbed it a little bit. Like they put a story in it that wasn't great, and like some of the online stuff wasn't great. They need to get a handle on that. I'm glad they're getting a third attempt. Well, this is the fourth attempt because Screamer is also a thing that they did, which is great, by the way.
That was them.
Video when that comes out.
Yeah,
that was also them. Which was why I was surprised that they were announcing this like right after.
Yeah, do you have 2 teams or like how did? Yeah,
they must have split into 2 teams. But like this looks so freaking fun. And the thing is, I feel like those Hot Wheel games, like they're licenses that carry cachet. I don't know how well they're selling, but they must be selling well because they keep making them, right? So one of them will have to break through. Like a big open world one, I feel like will probably be the one. Like the other ones were pretty straightforward in terms of just being arcade racers. This one having an open world and the play sets and stuff, maybe will break through and folks will finally flock to it. But generally speaking, I think those games review well in general, so that should help me out.
I like that we seem like we're in a bit of a renaissance of these open world racers. You know, Forza Horizon 6, and there's that game Clutch. That's coming up.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah,
really
which I was trying to describe to you the thing I kept saying, the weird camera thing. I think was it last week I was trying to describe to you how the camera in that game. It's because your car has a grappling hook, which I didn't pick up on. So your car, you can grapple to stuff. So if you have one of those crazy initial D turns, you grapple, and the grapple is part of your drift, and that's when the camera does the cool like. It feels like it's almost.
I keep forgetting to go watch that big gameplay demo, but I need to.
The game looks sick as hell.
It's super cool looking. It even has police in it. It's great.
Yeah.
There
you go, like a little Need for Speed.
The only place where the Pope are celebrated.
The only where I can run from you. Cool. So yeah, those that was our. We'll add these games to the list to keep track of them for the year. So yeah, just as a reminder, we can go over our list. I chose Grand Theft Auto 6, the Ocarina of Time remake, and Ace Combat 8. Nick.
Sorry, I was reading a message. What was it?
Oh.
What did you say?
What are your 3 games?
End of Abyss, Resonance of Plague Tale Legacy, and Valor Mortis.
Great. And Casey?
I have The Sinking City 2. I have Castlevania Belmont's Curse, and I have Hot Wheels Infinite Rush.
Hell yeah. Love to hear that. So Cat President says, new Mario Kart cries in the corner. I forgot Mario Kart was also an open world
That
racer.
game was a big disappointment.
Wow. That is crazy how much I've forgotten about that game. Yikes. Cool. Let's go.
That's what I mean. Nintendo's kind of off. Like maybe with the exception of Donkey Kong and Pocopia again, third party. But Nintendo's been kind of shaky.
Yeah. I mean, I'm imagining. I think we'll see if the Ocarina of Time remake. Tomodachi's weirdly huge amongst the sickos. I hope Fire Emblem is everything I hope it is, because I finished
Star
Awakening
Fox,
and that was great.
It's just
that and Star Fox. Star Fox. I played the demo. I mean, I'm gonna like Star Fox because it's just a pretty version of Star Fox, so that's fine.
Yeah, you gotta get.
Man, I'm looking at my list of games right now.
Yeah.
Fable got pushed out to 2027. Crowsworn got pushed out to 2027. The Expanse got pushed out to 2027. We don't have release date for Ontos yet. You're thinking Witchbrook is a 2027 game.
I do, yeah.
Far Cry 7 I put on there thinking I was smart. I was very dumb.
Far Cry 7 could be a shadow drop. Maybe it's a new initiative. It's fine.
But there were just reports on Ubisoft about how bad development is going on these games.
Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Cool. Let's talk about what we've been playing and watching. Casey, what have you been playing and watching?
Yes, I've not been playing much, but this Monday I did check out the very recently released. It was released like during the Game Fest. 2 Fights in 2 Tight Spaces.
That's right.
It's
somehow
a sequel.
missed that. Why did nobody message me immediately?
I literally bought it in the account.
Yeah, it's in the account.
I saw that.
You're too busy not being back from your river. From your river nonsense.
I was probably pretty drunk when I saw it.
There you go.
But yeah, they had 2 games before it: the original Fights in Tight Spaces and then Knights in Tight Spaces. I've not played either of those, but like I really like the concept on paper. I'm a big fan of fighting mechanics being boiled down to strategic time challenges. But this one is a card-based roguelite, and I've never been the biggest fan of cards, but I was hoping like the aesthetic and the premise and everything would finally kind of roll me into it. And sadly, I literally like everything about the game and what it's doing except for the random card element. Like it keeps like it just doesn't gel with what I want to get out of this game. Like I love the idea of being put in the room and then having the goons everywhere and then being able to see all the options and then do what I can with what I have. But I never have whatever I never have anything is the problem, because the cards decide on what I can do at any given moment.
Yeah.
That's the roguelite of it. You gotta fail to keep getting better.
The thing is, I'm fine failing, but in that case, drop me back in. Like I failed this thing because I couldn't figure out the solution and I got beat up too fast. But drop me back in because there is a solution and I just need to find it. Roguelite is like you ended up in a situation where there was no solution because of random chance. Therefore, start everything over again, and that kind of bums me out.
Go back and play Knights in Tight Spaces.
I never played that game.
I know. Go back and play.
That.
Go back and
is that one different?
Dusty.
Is
Don't
that
be
less
playing
random?
Dusty games.
I mean, it's random, but I mean, like you there's a lot of strategy involved in these games if you play them long enough.
I know there's. I believe you 1,000%. I believe you that there's strategy involved. It's just the randomness of the like. This is the same thing with like trading card games and stuff too. Because but at least in those instances, you fashion the deck. So you build a deck that's geared towards what you want to do. And in these games, you have to keep playing through the thing in order to do that. But you do that while you're playing through the thing. You don't like take the deck and keep it after the fact. Like it's always changing because like they're randomly giving it to you. So like that's happening in real time. So I never really feel, even in that aspect, that there's a level of my personality or my wants and needs in the randomness. So like I just kind of get put out.
Relationship.
Video games are a relationship. No, that's a real thing. Video games are a relationship, and if you're not getting what you need out of them,
save it.
It's
save that title.
okay
Don't give it to anyone.
to walk away.
It is absolutely okay to walk away. And sometimes we mourn our exes for a little too long.
But like I said, I really liked everything else that it's doing, and I'm sure other people who aren't as put off by the card thing, that won't be an issue. Like I'm sure Nick, you'll probably find no problem with that whatsoever. So it's probably a great game. It's not for me, sadly, and I really wanted it to be, but it's not. But outside of that, it's an old show, but a new show. Well, I can get right into happy stuff. The Amazing World of Gumball is a old Cartoon Network show. Fantastic animation, fantastic writing, great stuff. It ended several years ago, but then got brought back not too long ago, like maybe last year or so. It got brought back. My son is a massive fan, and when he's in the house, that's all he watches. And so I've been catching up on the new series. It is fucking hilarious. Like it no longer airs on Cartoon Network proper, but it's like within Cartoon Network's library of like streaming stuff. So I think it's like on Hulu mostly, or like Disney Plus, whatever. And because of that, they have very clearly become a little more adult. Like they're like doing very adult jokes that absolutely fly over the kids' heads. Like they're in that absolute perfect sweet spot of the parents are watching and like they get it, and the kids are laughing because of something else, but the other meaning is like landing super hard. Like it's so good at social commentary. It makes tons and tons of political jokes and references. And it keeps trying new things with its animation. Like it has like super elaborate sequences that are like as you can see, the screenshots that Eric's showing, like it mixes and matches different animation styles. There are 3D characters, there are 2D characters, there are characters that are claymation. And then every once in a while, they'll be like, hey, let's do a big like anime scene. And like the characters will transform into anime versions, and like they'll just animate that whole thing as if it was like a Japanese anime with like action stuff and like effects flying all over the place. Like it is batshit insane, but absolutely brilliant. Like this is like my favorite. This was one of like the highlights of like the new golden era of Cartoon Network, and it came back after that kind of settled, like after Adventure Time ended and all those other shows finished, like regular show and stuff. It came back and is like hitting harder than it was before. Like I think the new show is actually freer and therefore a little better than the older one. So like if you're a fan of this stuff, even if you're not a fan, watch it. It's a great freaking cartoon series.
Is it still going or is it done?
It's going now. Yes, it's still going.
Did you ever watch Steven Universe back? I never watched this back in the day.
Yeah, Steven Universe is great.
Yeah, I liked Steven Universe and Adventure Time were the two I actually watched of that.
Yeah, Adventure Time kind of sparked that new era. Like it's kind of the start of it. But then like Steven Universe was a great one. And regular show, Clarence was really good until we found out that the creator was a dirtbag.
Oh, that's not good.
Craig of the Creek is great. Like
that sounds
OKKO. Like there's
Craig. Oh, I remember OKKO. I think I played a game. I think there was a game based on it.
Yeah, that's probably a game spinoff. Yeah. Like all that stuff was great, and it was that sort of institutional knowledge thing that we talk about even in games. Like folks who worked on Adventure Time would spin off and then make the next show, and then people who worked on the next show would spin off and make the next show. So like all that stuff just came from a similar lineage and was all just high quality.
Yeah, love that. Anything else?
So yeah, lastly, I watched this short YouTube movie called Kodama. I randomly, like on my timeline, I have a lot of like fight choreography stuff on there, like stuntmen and whatever, because I just think that's cool to like run across like cool fight scenes every now and then. And it was a trailer for this short film, and it's essentially the setting is like SWAT samurai. So like it's ancient yokai in the present day because like industrialization pushed them out. So like they're just angry, and any chance they get, they'll attack and kill humans. So they have like special forces samurai who essentially go and hunt them down or stop them or whatever. And like it's this fun, well not fun, but it's this cool short story about like a father who's in that squad, and then that father's kid who then grows up and joins that squad, and like amazing action, like actual like tense situations, and like a real heartfelt. Yeah, it's like 15 minutes long. I'll say this much: perfect Father's Day movie. Like watch it with your kid.
Like, look at that! If you're celebrating a big old HFD this weekend, pop a little Samurai SWAT.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very low investment, and it got the like I didn't cry, but it got like those emotions welling by the end of it. It was really good. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. Definitely check it out. Kodama is the name.
Speaking of sick action, just finally hit theaters in the US, so it probably won't be on streaming for a little bit, but there's this Hong Kong action movie that just came out called The Furious.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which is fucking out of control. It is so goddamn good. And it's just the simplest. Yeah, and it's just the simplest shit of like a dude who's like, they got my daughter. And I'm like, great.
It's just taken.
That's
again,
all,
right?
That's all I need. Again. Yeah. But it is, out of control good. The guy from The Raid and Warrior, Joe Talsim, isn't it?
Yes.
I think is his name. Yeah. But yeah, great stuff. Big fan of The Furious. Hopefully it comes to VOD soon.
Yes.
Cool.
That's it for me.
Rad, Nick, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so I had the Pokemon itch over the last week for some reason. I think
cream.
You spent too much time in that creek with your boys.
That's true. Yeah, it was just really in the crack. I think that came from having to constantly leave my house and go sit in my car for house showings, where I just wanted a game I could kind of just lose some time to. So I ended up finally starting up one that's been in my backlog forever, Koromon, which everybody had recommended to me as like the best, probably Pokemon-like without being Pokemon. And it absolutely, like, it's Pokemon in everything but name. But it actually has like some really funny writing. Like a lot of the characters are really kind of quirky and weird, and very punny. Jack would like this game. Jack likes puns.
He's a big pun guy.
The puns all over the place. Like, go into a farm field and Scarecrow, and it's like, he's just standing there. But yeah. Battles are like it brings back a lot of that like classic Pokemon feel, where like discovery was actually a big part of these games, and like going through the maps and finding secret areas, and like, you know, kind of Titan bosses that you got to go and take down and stuff like that. So I'm having a good time with it. Like, I haven't been able to put it down. It's been my kind of nightly game. Nice. Much harder than I was expecting. I think over the years, after playing more like different Pokemon games, they've sanded off a lot of the edges of that series, like with XP sharing and battles and like progression, like not being as fast. This brings back a lot of that kind of that edge to it of like, you don't have XP sharing. You actually have to go back and grind your monsters to get them to level up, or, you know, make sure you actually strategize in combat. In a lot of Pokemon games, like, I don't ever feel like, I think we've talked about this before, I never feel like I have to use like the debuffs or buffs on fighting.
In this one, I'm just the biggest lunkhead in Pokemon. I'm just like, just fucking hit them hard. It's fine.
Yeah. In this one, you kind of need those to keep up with battles, like, or you will get wrecked.
Yeah.
Health items aren't as prominent as they are in other Pokemon games. So like, I have gotten my ass beat many times just by like random battles on the road, and it's a challenging game. I've had a really good time with it, so I'm gonna keep sticking with it, I believe.
Nice. Koromon. Is that on? You playing on Steam Deck or Switch? Or
playing on my Switch too. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's on Steam. It's on everything.
I think it's on everything. Yeah.
Is the Koro short for like corrosion monsters? What is going on there?
I don't know. Like, you're basically like on a science experiment for a lot of it. The story's weird.
Correlation monsters.
The correlation monsters. Incredible. Yeah. That's a great point. I don't know. The corral monsters? They all were corral? Yeah. There's no way to know. John Arbuckle was asking if you played this back in the day at the Escapist for Hidden Gems, Casey. Did you?
I think I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you did try it.
Yeah, it came out back in 2022. So, a while ago. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
Yeah, and then off of our podcast 2 weeks ago when I was still here, or if I was or not, I don't remember. Been watching Widow's Bay on Apple Plus. I like it. I'm not sure I'm as hot on it as like the press are. I think
Me and Darren, yeah.
I think this is definitely like one of those shows the press will love because like the writing is great. There's a lot of like subtle and really good comedy in there. I think I was going into it a bit more expecting from the trailer, I think a bit more horror to it, but I don't think it's that kind of show. So like I just got past the episode where she throws the party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah.
I think episode 7, I want to say, is like legitimately like the best slasher in years.
Really?
So
yeah,
I would at least stick with it. If you want something spooky, I would at least stick with it till then.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's just like it feels. I think it's by design. It's tonally kind of all over the place, and I like that. And I also don't like that because I keep like having my expectations kind of change as I'm watching the show.
I'm really curious. We're doing our next, not next week. I think the following week we're doing our rewind episode, and Jack's going to get all caught up on it, and the season will be done, and so we're going to talk about it. Yeah, Jack hasn't watched it yet. I feel like Jack might not like it. This might be like Pluribus. This might be like Pluribus, where I think like I really do gravitate towards those things where it's like weird and like not necessarily explained, but like, oh, this episode's just doing something completely different. This is a flashback to 200 years ago, or this is completely, in Spanish. And so, yeah, I'll be curious what Jack thinks about that. I do think it's cool. Yeah. We were talking about like kind of coaching trees or like being able to groom talent. They took the word groom. I don't mean groom in the bad way. I mean, there's certain words that you just can't fucking use anymore. Also, I sound like this is the most I hit 40 in my opinion. There's words we can't use anymore.
You used to be able to be funny.
Oh, you liberal.
We couldn't make The Office in 2026. Fuck off, Dwight.
Shut
fucking
up, Dwight.
Dork.
That's why Angela left you.
That's why her cat died. But yeah, Widow's Bay.
Yeah, it's I like it. I like it a lot. It's just one of those shows like where you're kind of watching and like I don't know how to feel about this show, but it makes me feel something.
Nick, I don't want to alarm you. You know what? It might be starting soon. A little bit of From. Might be starting a little bit of From.
Yes.
I might have the spooky town itch, which I also got on my creek trip with the boys. But
yeah, you guys got a
spooky town itch, and it's also very much like Lost.
Ooh, I've had that Lost itch for like 20 years. That don't go away.
There's even a mysterious door in the ground. There's even a mysterious door on the ground for you to get through.
Oh my god, I love a mysterious door. That's almost like a hatch.
The mysterious door?
Everyone can do it. It belongs to everyone. Put a hatch in your story. It's gonna be great.
I am just excited. I'm debating whether I'm gonna do it today or start tonight or not. But House of the Dragon season 3 comes out this weekend, and I am heavily debating doing a season 1 and 2 rewatch as quick as I can.
Damn, we're up to 3 now.
I believe he's already. I believe he posted about it on Blue Sky. Darren very high on the first 4 episodes of this season that he was able to watch. So yeah, this is the big battle of the gullet. It's gonna kick off with a big ass battle.
Yeah, literally the first episode of the season is a massive battle.
Yeah, the gullet is it's like a gullet of a river. I don't know 100% what it means. It's like a sea battle, like pirates and whatnot.
Okay.
I didn't get to catch the rewind this week. Did Darren sell you on From?
Or did he didn't start it. He didn't watch it yet.
Motherfucker, get on it, Darren.
He's busy. You can't just snap your fingers and have Ireland's
Darren's
#1 film critic.
All the things.
Yeah,
there's something he didn't watch. There's a good reason.
He said he rewatched every scary movie, and we didn't have time to talk about it. We got to it was like 10 minutes until and I'm like, Darren, you can't talk about scary movie. We got to get through the super chats because we got to stream in 10 minutes. I don't even know what he thought of the scary movies.
Every time I make a suggestion to Darren, I'm like, I get really excited because I'm like, I make a suggestion to Darren. I'm like, I get really excited because I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna make a video essay on this, and it's gonna be super entertaining. But then I also have like this little fear in the back of my head that he's just gonna destroy it, and I'm like, please don't hurt me, Darren. Please.
It is an insane power to be able to be like, what if one of my favorite video essayists on the internet, I could just ask to make a video for me and he might do it. And he might do it. I could be like, Darren, what if you do a little Lost video for me? And he just might do it. It's incredible. I can't call up Super Eye Patch Wolf and ask her to be like, hey, can you make a video on Tony Chopper just for me? But don't get any spoilers. Nothing past that he's floppy.
I also don't have to worry about if I give him a suggestion and he doesn't like it, that he won't hurt me later for it.
No, he'll use baby gloves. Yahtzee and Jack will not do the same.
Yahtzee will just tell me I have bad taste and everything.
Yahtzee, yeah, exactly. The only thing, big thing I've been playing this week is I'm almost done with my Alan Wake replay. Been replaying that because I want to do my Remedy replay leading up to Remedy kind of asterisks leading up to Control 2. I definitely want to do Alan Wake, all the DLC, and American Nightmare, Control, all the DLC, and then for the first time Alan Wake 2 and the DLC, which I'm mostly I'm very excited for that. The idea of this culminating in Alan Wake 2.
Never played Alan Wake 2. That's insane.
It released right when it was right when all the escapist stuff happened. Didn't count. That would have been the perfect. It's like those COVID years. They don't count. They don't count. But yeah, I'm almost done. I think I only have one episode left in Alan Wake. I feel the same way I did back in 2010 when it first came out. That on the same day as Red Dead Redemption, which just bad move.
Damn,
don't do that. Why don't? That was a terrible move on your part. But I feel the same way I did back then, where I love the atmosphere. I love the setting. I like how weird the characters are. I like the story. The gameplay is bad.
You're playing the remaster, right?
I'm playing the remaster. I just don't like. I shouldn't say the gameplay is bad. The gameplay has one trick up its sleeve, and that's all it has. It's shine a light, shoot the thing, and we'll give you some slightly stronger lights and some slightly stronger guns. And I don't know. They either needed to put way more thought into combat or have way less combat.
I think there's too much combat in it.
I think a little bit of that combat. You also just kind of always need to engage with it. It's not like be sneaky, don't get caught, and maybe you can avoid combat. It's just and these guys are faster than you, and he gets so winded, and I get he's a writer. Writers get winded. But still, come on. Also, take off your fucking dumb sport coat with those little patches on it. You fucking dork.
And he wouldn't be a writer anymore, Marty.
You wouldn't be a writer. That's true. You wouldn't be a writer. But the game's very short. I think I was able to I'm going to get through it in 3 sittings. But yeah, I also I said with an asterisk because maybe I'll go back with Quantum Break, and I was thinking about doing Max Payne 1 and 2. I haven't done those in a very long time. Those are on Xbox.
I'm waiting for those remakes
because Remedy didn't do it.
Not 3. Well, I like 3 quite a bit, but yeah, that's a Rockstar game. I'd probably play it. Cheeky little 3. Nick, I streamed it alongside you, or watched alongside you a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed that. I think that game's cool. Hell yeah, let's go over the last couple of super chats before we wrap up. Captain President, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Serious talk, who's the Jalen Brunson of second wind? Also, do you think the 2026 Knicks can take on GTA in October in the White House UFC Dome? I'm sure they're just going to leave it up there for future events. Why not? Don't even fucking take it down. Leave the dome. Who's the Jalen Brunson?
Not use the White House anymore. That's my.
I agree. I agree.
After this, let
the fucking cordyceps in the reflecting pond take over. I don't care. Who's our Jalen Brunson?
Am I the only person here that plays recreation sports?
That doesn't make you the
because I'm still young.
Would that make you the Jalen Brunson though? I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah,
we have to define what a Jalen Brunson is. He's a clutch player.
Yeah.
He's Jersey born.
Okay, I feel like I was gonna say a little bit. He's like a short king.
Okay, I'm not that short.
Sure. Oh, okay. Now you don't want to be Jalen Brunson, do we? Yeah. Where did that come from?
I would kill to be Jalen Brunson's height.
And he's selfless. That's one of his big traits. Right. Is that he took a massive pay cut so that they could help sign better players around him. I continue to say, do not look into other ways he made money. That's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
He'll make that money. It's fine.
Because I don't know.
It's
I don't know
fine.
what that means.
Yeah. Casey, you could be Jalen Brunson.
I mean, I kind of feel like the shoe fits,
Yeah.
but
I think Yahtzee's
I don't
Victor
know what sketchy thing
Wembanyama
he did
because he's
in
big
the past.
freak tall. He's a big tall freak. And I
he
feel like
hurts you
Yahtzee's
unintentionally.
he hurts you unintentionally, and he says shit in French every once in a while, and I don't know what he means. So yeah, there you go. Laboratory Maniac, thank you so much for the $20 dono. Mega corporation sucks. So here's a few bucks for all my favorite independent media outlet. Thank you for the hard work you do. Love y'all and appreciate y'all. Thank you, Laboratory Maniac. Appreciate y'all. 1B. Chef Eric, thank you so much for the $10 dono. My corporate overlords made me lay off half my staff last week. These idiotic executives make reactionary decisions because someone made one bad decision however long ago. F these people. Completely agree. And that really fucking sucks, Eric. I'm sorry you had to go through that. And hopefully, when we eat the rich, you can prepare them for us.
It is not fun as a leader having to go to your team and be like, I don't know if we're going to have jobs next week.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Not great.
It feels awful.
Yep.
And I used to lose sleep with it.
Yep. Yeah. It's bleak. Blue Team, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Finished Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. It was a delight. Next game is the Black Eagles route replay of Three Houses because Edelgard did nothing wrong. I've been thinking about I've only played only a handful of the those Mario and Luigi RPGs. I have been thinking about going back because I think they're all on 3DS or DS in some way. Like they did some remakes and stuff. And I have that little device. So maybe I'll jump into that.
Oh, I straight up forgot to mention that I was playing it last week when I wasn't here. I restarted Mario Galaxy and I actually like it.
Oh,
and I've
gotten
through like halfway through it.
Are you playing Mario Galaxy 1?
Yeah, I started the 1. I think after the first kind of couple planets, because I was getting when I talked about it before, I didn't like all the shifting camera angles.
Sure,
it kind of turns into a more traditional Mario game beyond that.
I love that.
Casey's looking at me like he wants to kill me because I like that game.
that game killed my love for platformers for a really long time.
Jesus.
Like I thought I was unable to enjoy 3D platformers or platformers in general because of how much I disliked that game for a really long time.
I mentioned that. I just saw Casey's face go.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what you like?
Is that
game?
the best game you hate the most? You know what I mean? The best game, like in quotes.
No. Sure.
No, in quotes, best game, as in like
maybe
that's the 10 out of 10 you hate the most.
Probably, yeah. Because what's the name? Ascendant Sword, what is it? Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
that all got like a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
day, and everyone absolutely hated.
But everyone kind of was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what happened. We went kind of nuts.
Like we were tripping. We were on the.
We were tripping. But like Skyrim was coming out, and Dark Souls was there. We didn't know what was happening. And then mentioned doing a replay of Three Houses, the Black Eagles route. What do you remember? What route you took when you played the game?
I played through with Dimitri. And I still need to finish his playthrough. Like I said some time ago, I'm still on like the second to last mission.
To fight like a big ass dragon, probably, or whatever at the end.
I just don't want to say goodbye to my kids.
I've played the game 3 times and I've done Edelgard every time. I don't know what's wrong with me. It is literally built to be played 3 times and choose different characters. And I'm right, but I don't want Edelgard to be mad at me. I don't want her to be mad at me.
I played from Dimitri's perspective. Fuck Edelgard.
That's awesome. I'm very excited for the next Fire Emblem. And then Quintuple, thank you so much for the $2 dono. The rationale for Yachts being Wemby. Yeah, exactly. I think he works as Wemby. Oh no, he's only going to get more powerful next year. Oh God, what do we do? Perfect. I think that's going to do it for us this evening. Casey, what do you got going on? What should folks know about you? You're taking the weekend off from streaming for Father's Day.
Yes, Father's Day this weekend, so I won't be around on the internet. I'll be around.
Happy early
for
Father's
my children.
Day to you.
Or my son. I have one child.
Yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow my video on the Stranger Than Heaven reveal of Tupac as a guest star is coming out. So check that out. That was a fun video to get done. I think that's it for this week. Honestly, yeah. Like we're at the end of the week. That's it.
Yeah. No
Tomorrow's
streams.
a holiday.
No,
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah. No streams tomorrow, but Casey's video will be up in the afternoon, and in the morning, of course, Unpacked from you and Eric, Nick. What's that all about?
On the whole Xbox situation.
Shocking.
I get a little fiery in this one. If you want to hear a slightly angry Nick.
The cussies.
Yeah, there's a couple F-bombs in there.
Look out.
Yeah. There you go. And then, Nick said, Eric said, you say fucking 4 times.
Oh no, the FCC is going to be on our ass.
Oh no, the fucking CCs.
That's 3 more than they allow.
Oh no.
I've been having to research YouTube if my title is okay.
We'll see. Maybe an A and B title. We'll see what's going on there. And then also, I believe, we have a bunch of videos coming out in the next couple of days. We're gonna have edited highlights of the Zelda bingo from a few months ago that Jack and I did. Casey kind of edited the main things you need to watch as opposed to the whole 5-hour dinger, which will be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice aperitif to get you ready for Jess and Jenna in the future, going at it in Stardew Valley. And then we should also have at the $5 tier on Patreon, we're going to have a new group video, which I was in, neither of you guys were in, but I did it with Jack, Yachts, Jesse, and Jay. And it's another tier list video. And I don't think we've said what the tier, what it involves, but it is a game we love along with an incredibly stupid idea. And so we married the game we all love with an incredibly stupid idea. And I'm very excited for people to see that video. That should be up in a few days as well.
I'm also excited to see that video because
I
also stupid.
Yeah.
Also forgot to mention Jack will not be here to stream next Tuesday, so I'm going to take that slot with Jenna to get caught up on Prince of Persia. So we'll have Prince of Persia next week and the week after. Hopefully I'll be done with that first game by then.
The Princes of Persia. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it for us for Firelink episode number 115. This was Eric and Nick and Casey and Marty. Thank you all so much, everyone watching live in YouTube, all the familiar faces in chat, members of the Green Gang, everyone who donated, all of you wonderful patrons, and anyone listening. Yeah, we appreciate y'all. Everyone have a great rest of your Thursdays, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Peace.
Ciao.